Alright. We need to get back to doing this stuff. I'm shocked how long it's been since we last did this, too. It's been over... Like, we had 3 weeks where I've done no work. Which is terrible. We're listening to Final Fantasy VI soundtrack today, because video game soundtrack's probably pretty safe. So we left off in the middle of making shit not suck, which is also an awful place to come back to. So the problem we have is with getting this UI element with the attack set builder to work optimally. We got it kind of functioning. So where do we fucking start? Where do we even start? Okay, we need a way to get rid of these things. Press the button, becomes active. These should be the coordinates that set this correctly, right? Oh my god, there's so much. This is so bad to come back to. There's so much, nearly like over 300 lines of like positional checking code. This sucks. So this is all this is on release. Is all of this on release? Hey Mutasaurus, welcome to the stream. Yes, and this is if active play it. So we have essentially 2 blocks of code here. The vast majority of this nested inside of a single if statement, which is grotesque. This controls the movement. Check if we need to pop old attack or not, because I mean 2 plus slots. Yeah. So this is replacing. Okay, yeah, so we have 9 if checks, so we need an else check. Okay, this is where we can start. This is where we can get some progress done here today. Well, this is all essentially the if. No, this is returning it to its position. Yeah, so this... Okay, okay. Let's do this as an if. Actually, so that we can like keep the coordinates better defined. I actually don't know if the else statement's going to work with that many ifs. So let's get some scratch paper and start jotting down. Let's make a little map of the coordinates that I can mentally process where the fuck I'm looking at in the code versus the UI. So 0 to 200, 400, and 600. Hey Jeff, I'm working on a dinosaur video game. We're doing some programming stuff for a few hours. This is a dinosaur raising and battling game I'm making. So 150, 200, 200, 250, 250, 300. And these count down. So 100, 150, 200, 250. So those are our spacings. No, 300. Yeah, sorry, it doesn't start at 100, so it's at 150. Okay. So then when we're outside of those bounds... So we were looking for an x greater than... And we did equal to everywhere, greater than 600. Wait a second. Okay, I see one thing we gotta check here in a second. Actually, let's do this now. So the precise overlap on these is bad. So we should have no equals on coordinate 2. Just as a safety value, that you don't happen to click the exact right pixel to bug this. Follow the same logic on the Ys. Second Y coordinate. Okay, so now that it's no longer gonna overlap between the different checks, which means for this final one, should be greater than or equals to 600. Greater than 600, yeah, always. The Y's go above and below. Let's just write it out. We want greater than or equal to 300 and less than 150, but not equal to. This should be an OR. This should be an AND. We can do this as all ors, I think? Yes. If any one of these is met. So I think if we, hopefully if we do this, this handles the logic correctly. Just double parentheses the ors interior and the and on the exterior. Maybe? Oops, I changed the wrong thing. This is the wrong line. This line. Let's verify this is gonna pass logic. I just want to play Final Fantasy VI. It's a bad soundtrack to pick. Alright, moveset builder. So now theoretically, if we put this here, logic is passed, logic is passed, logic is passed, logic is passed, logic pass. Cool. Now what this does is something. I know what this has to do. I'm just trying to think of how to implement it. Let's write it out. If this is an equipped attack, remove it. If this is not an equipped attack, functionality is preserved. No, already present. I.e. do nothing. Okay. So we should be able to steal code. This needs to know which kind of button it is. Now, do I have that currently here? Active plate, original coordinates, move data. These are created by builder layout. Array of all attacks available to PC, yes. Availables. And these are the index arrays here. Generate the attack blanks, generate attack plates. Name and rank. Let's pass them a status. We just pass like a tag, like equipped. What inspired me to make this? I've had interest in a spiritual successor to Monster Rancher for a while. I've had ideas for a dinosaur game, and they kind of go together well, and it seemed like a good project to work on when I wanted to learn how to use GameMaker, because I could stream it here on the channel and it would tie into the content we do here. Whereas if I made a different game as a test project, as my first like game project that wasn't dealing with dinosaur stuff, of which I do have ideas, it wouldn't have as much of a built-in audience, and it's nice to have some people looking at what I'm doing, you know? It's a chance for, if I do take this project further, right, it's a chance to have a little bit of a built-in audience to start with, even if it's only 10 people. Potential beta testers, stuff like that. It's also functions pretty well as a chance for me to just kind of field questions here on the channel and like chat with people who want to talk about something or other without it disrupting more structured content like the JW3 park builds. Okay, so pass a status. So we should probably do the same thing here. So we'll pass unequipped. And equipped. States. And we just do if equipped I need to know which one I picked. Shit. What does this know about itself? I think we pass I through. Does that do what I want it to do? Yes, because this is explicitly attack, 1 through 9. Might as well pass it as I plus 1. Okay. Now it knows which slot it's in. This doesn't matter. We'll just still pass it the same way, I suppose, for consistency's sake. Okay, so slot equals string ATK plus string of I. I don't use I here in any loops, right? Let's not use I. Let's just assume this is potentially a problem. We'll call this attack slot. Okay. Now we have the label for the slot. If this is this, so this should be everything we need here for replace, right? Yeah, okay. This is $sign attack lots. If it's not currently none, which it will always not be none. Wait, the vast amount of this is unnecessary. We just do global dot DC. We do this. Right? Is that all we have to do? Code PC attack slot equals none. Check logic 0 replace. Doesn't matter because this will always succeed. Check logic still matters. Yeah, okay. So we still do this. So if we delete it, yeah, clear it out here, and then this becomes none. And if it's unequipped, it doesn't matter. But then I think this... we do an if status equals unequipped. Like that. So in theory now we can unequip attacks. Assignment operator expected at 302. Oops, yeah, there's a equals instead of a plus typo. Oh, yeah, oops. Yeah. This is assigning this to be none. This should always be true if these conditions are met. Yes. I copied the code over but didn't fix the layout. Okay, it crashed. Check logic. Dot old not set before reading. Attack check old. Oh, here. Oh, sure. Because that is not a defined variable. Okay. String.replace PC. This should be this. Because this is modularized. Find the slot, delete the spaces, do the check. Yes. Yep, coding. This is what coding always is. Okay, that should be gone now when we come back. It reset. Oh, that makes... No, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Well, it almost worked. So that is not getting replaced. We're halfway there. Get the index on the attack list. Kill the thing. That should be working fine. Yeah, I did these animations using images just sourced and edited from Wikipedia. So they're placeholder, very simple placeholder animations. None of the art in the game is intended to actually be real art for the game. It's all... I'm not an artist, I'm a programmer, so... The idea is to get the programming well along, and then maybe I start to pay for art or something. Do I have the wrong lot info? Got ATK9. I might have the wrong slot info? Let's just start printing out some debug info. Figure this out. This is attack 3. Charge, paralytic bite, devour, headbutt, threat display. Charge, paralytic bite, devour, headbutt, threat display. Kick does not show. Kick died. Why is kick gone? What happens if I remove everything? Go to ranch, dinosaur data, moveset builder. Everything resets. have emptied the attack list. Interesting. So check logic. Is this syntax failing me? Oh, wait a second. It is wrong, because this should be slot, not attack slot. Aha. Okay. Which is also why this doesn't work. Got it. Because this was slot. Attack slot was going to here being modulated to slot. It's not attack slot throughout. That was the mistake. Oh, sorry, I didn't even have that on the screen while I was fixing it. Yeah, typo. Well, the mistake was this. This variable should be attack slot, because, or should be slot, because attack slot is only part of it. Boom. Run this, please. So it was working backwards, which is why nothing was getting removed. Okay, clear these three out. Go back. It works! Okay, so we can remove stuff now. The problem is it doesn't dynamically stay removed, but it's a work in progress. Also that is interesting. So that's another bug to fix. Okay. Trying to think about how to do this. I guess we would want to maybe regenerate the plates. Okay, let's try to get this to, like, clear itself off the screen first. Step one, right? Let's work on the simpler first problem. I need this to destroy itself. How do we do that? Does this count? This should be... Instance destroy? Can I just do, like, self? This might work. Let's just test it. No reason to Google it when we can just test it. Okay, cool. Now they just disappear. That's what we want them to do. Okay, and now theoretically we could build a new moveset. Then we go back. Ta-da. Okay, so now we just need it to update dynamically when we're in the UI, instead of having to go back to get it to repopulate. And to do that, we should be able to just steal the code that makes that in the first place. I think. So that's builder layout. Unless I could rerun this? Recall the builder layout? Hey Donut Lord, welcome to the stream. This might work or might be problematic. Because this might overlap labels. Game's going okay. We're making some progress. I haven't really worked on it for 3 weeks, so it's we're dealing with the always the big problem with programming of coming back to a project after you've set it down for a little bit and not been looking at it and trying to pick up where you left off, right? I don't think I want to rerun this whole thing. What if I run it very particularly? Yeah. Okay, so the existing object resets its position. It goes back to the list. That's good. That's actually functionality we want to preserve. So we do want to like change the object or generate a new one and destroy the old one. So we don't really want to do this. Let's do this right the first time. So we need to do some research. Did I know in Fallen Kingdom there's going to be a white Utahraptor? Yes, or Indoraptor. Yeah, I remember hearing about this. It was in the mobile game. They put it in Jurassic World Alive as an option, the white one. Okay, get instance under mouse XY. This is interesting. Oh, this is sick. This does exactly what I needed to do. Let's think about how to implement it. So, let's go to the very top. So right here, instance position, return the value of a function. Blah, blah, blah. So we get an instant ID, instance position. The object name should be O attack plate. Now, we got to look at this because there is one problem, which is what is this? With this function, you check a position for a collision with another instance, or all instances of an object. Check the X and Y. Object to check for instances of. ID.instance. Here's the thing, I wonder if this will give me not the one I'm holding, right? So if I hold this and I put it over this, ref instance 101.203. (101.203). always giving me 101, 203. That's weird. That doesn't make much sense. What is my favorite brand of chips? I'm a simple boy. I like some Doritos. Some highly processed garbage. We get the X and Y of the mouse. We're looking for an attack plate. This happens specifically when this is released. What happens if we release this? Okay, hold on. We release this anywhere. Wait, -4s? I do not understand. No matter which one I use, it's giving me the same reference instance. Confusing. Very confusing. Oh, this is maybe not correct. Anyway, reading further in the thread. Instant nearest is interesting. Let's do this. Nearest. XY. Functional check given on receive which is nearest to the given XY point. So I guess we just run this with this. Let's try this. I think the music stopped because YouTube gets mad when you aren't directly watching shit, even though it's not minimized. Okay. 102.216 is what showed up there. $102,216. Okay, it's a different value. 102,227. 102,226. I think it works. I think this functionality works. So then we want to destroy instance. Instance destroy. The ID. So now this probably destroys it every, like we'll always find something and destroy it, which is probably bad. So we probably need to move this, put some other checks in here, but let's test it. See if it at least does what we want it to do before we start restricting what it can do. Okay, that killed everything, including itself. So that is, that's too much. Oh my god, just clicking that. Okay, almost works. Okay, so we generate. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. I know what we got to do here. We got to generate a global list of the IDs. I probably rage doing this at least once. Dude, I think I rage doing this like once per stream. Yes. How do we make this happen? Okay, let's look at this. Does the instance create have an option to give me an ID? I know what to do. We already gave it what it needs. Okay, so we go here, we go into create. Actually, we go to... Yeah, we go to here first. No, here. Okay, when this is created, the last thing we do is here, we do global dot attack IDs equals blank array. Okay, and then when we generate a plate, we do this. We do if... I forgot what I called it. Fuck. It's called status. So when we create a plate, we just do an if check. If the plate we're creating has the status equipped, shit. This works, but I'm not sure it works in the way I need it to. Wait, this is inserting in a specific spot. Yes. This does... Yeah, okay, let's do this. Yes, okay. We need the instance to find its own ID. This is instance ID get. This function get the unique handle from any instance from the currently active instance list. No. Array ID instance. Yeah, that doesn't do what I need it to do. Wait, is it just ID? I really wish this would tell me what this is. I think it's this. Because I'm looking for the ID of the instance. That's what it says it is here. This should be it. So if this is just ID, we can push that in. We need to insert this in a particular index. Which, okay, this should have good functionality, because this is a text slot. So we just make a list of 10 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then here we do text slot. Is that right? If it's an equipped, we go through these, we generate 9 ID values put into an array of length 10. Okay, let's print out the readout here. Make sure this looks right. Crash. Global variable name attack IDs, index not set. Oh, because this is at the very end. This can't be at the very end. This has to be at the very start. Obviously. Because I changed the functionality of it in my head to this array format, which is self-referential and obviously has to exist beforehand. Okay, cool. That worked. Let's look at the readouts. 0 ref instance 106, 7. Okay, this looks great. Also, we don't need the zeros. We do have a problem here, actually. Do we? Yes. This functionality, this sort of works. A right insert is a problem. Is there like an array replace? Hmm. Accessing and changing. How to replace an item within an array. Didn't I just call the value directly? Yeah, hold on. Because I don't need. I can just access this data structure directly. I don't need to use a function. This doesn't matter. Do I see Shrek watching me through my window? I fucking hope not. We just do this. This just works. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is missing because it should be. 7, 8, 9. Huge. Perfect. That works. I was like over and under thinking it at the same time, which is always funny. Okay, so now we've stored the instance IDs in this list. And now... Oops. When we were here... This should be essentially the syntax to destroy the instance that we want to get rid of. So we do... Wait. Yeah. And this just becomes like 1 in this instance. Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. We do this before the global... Wait. If global PC tag is not none, otherwise do this. Yes, we only have to destroy this when it's not none. Yes. This was like way more complicated than I thought this was going to be to get this UI elements working. This is like probably there's probably a billion easier ways to do this. Yeah, we only destroy the ID if it's not none, which is the only ones that have numbers. This should just work. And it only actually does it if it's a move that can go in the slot, too. Now, we are getting extra things that are, like, active. This is a bug. That shouldn't happen. So there's more than a few bugs. Are you a black screen? I mean, I was testing the UI. Which almost does everything it needs to do. Okay, so now we're deleted the old ones. You're mad? Really mad. Why are you mad? Now we need to create a new one. So we steal the same thing from here. Supposed to be cryoed out the Mahjong? Well, you're probably gonna have to wait a while for the cryo. Probably gonna be a Rano soon, too. So yeah, I'll need to feed this the Vars. And an X and a Y coordinate? Okay, let's copy this over. Let's just start with the one example at the top here. Let's make sure we get the one working. Almost 2K subs? Yeah, we've been almost 2K subs for like forever. The channel is not growing very well anymore. One of the smaller sauropods back would be great. Do a vlog for 2K? Okay, I'll do a vlog for 2K when we hit 2K in like 2 years. I mean, I also already do face cam stuff, so like, what's the point of a vlog? What would I even vlog about? Yeah, you don't earn money until you get thousands of subs. And it's not even that simple. You need like 1,000 subs and some amount of watch time to get monetized. There's like multiple levels of criteria. And even if you get monetized, you're not going to make hardly any money. Not starting out. So I suppose we go here. This is where we generate, oh geez, a new one. It's right above active plate. Okay, so the A name should be coming from this plate. The rank should be coming from this plate. I guess status should become equipped. Attack slot should now be hard-coded. This case it is 1. CX and CY need to come from the old stuff. So 400 and 150? We just run this shit and it should work. I think. Arc 2 will make my views grow. Probably not. Oh, this isn't gonna work. This is a problem. Here. 400. 150. Okay. Run it. So this is slot 1 is the one that we should be able to fully replace. So if we go to Dinosaur Data, Move Set Builder, Clear Devour, and we take in Headbutt and we put it in there, okay. It's slightly in the wrong spot, but that worked. That's kind of slick, not gonna lie. We just gotta fix the alignment. Why does Trump want Greenland? Because it's got rare earth metals in it. It's good for mining. He thinks he can make money off of it, but he's wrong. Because it's fucking Greenland. Yes, he's not terribly smart. He's not a smart man. Okay, so 400 to 150. Now, why are these different? One 140, 10 plus 50 times I. One 140. Oh, because these are the variables. This is the wrong slot. That explains a lot. I was very confused for a second. So 0, 200, 400, yeah. And then when we generate these, we are doing new x plus 8 plus 2. That's what we're looking for. Plus 8 plus 2. So we do 408 and 152. That should be right. On the Badland Challenge mode, people love Juvenile. What does that make me think about someone's island? Yeah, well, there's an obvious joke to make there. It's beautiful. It just works. Only in that one slot, though, but it works. So we'll copy this with the active plate section, and we just replace that in all remaining 8 instances. I think we might actually be done after that, essentially. No, there's still some remaining bugs to sort out. But we'll check those once this is done. One step at a time. If we do too much here, I'm gonna get completely fucking lost. Okay. So this is slot 9. This is slot 8. This is slot 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm going to Zozo. 3. Right? This is the Zozo music. It's been a while since I played. Oh, hell yeah, it's the Zozo music. A guest view and damage building command. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's missing from 3. Like, a lot of stuff, so... My biggest disappointment of the day was the fact that our patch coming with the new animal was like 3 minor bug fixes. Very underwhelming. Okay, so we do plus 50 to slot 2. This becomes 200, yes. Boo 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 boo. And then this one becomes 250. Yeah, maybe we'll have some good stuff coming soon. They do need to do something because I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest, which ain't great. Oh yeah, so now we step backwards. So now we're going to 208. This should still be 150 though, yes. Okay, cool. And now this is 208, 208, 202, 202. Is that correct? Oops, not 2022. Yeah. And this is 208, 252, 208, 252. Boop, boop. There's not enough management in JWE3. It's every park feels the same. All you do is spend a billion hours decorating shit. Yeah, everything's too easy. There's no, like, decision-making to make, right? There's no, like, difficulty, which means you can do anything, which means you kind of do the same shit. Everything is way too easy. Like, any difficulty settings on a map are, like, meaningless, because there's no difficulty anyway, so, like, it doesn't change anything. Right? You went back to JW2? Yeah, I'm not gonna go back to 2. Like, it's still early days of 3. I still got plenty of park ideas I want to implement in 3. But, like, I can tell, like, if we don't get meaningful updates to, like, the management difficulty side of 3, I can't see myself playing it, like, indefinitely in the way I could see myself playing 2, right? So there could be a universe where we go back to 2 at some point. I don't think there will be. I don't think we'll... I expect the game to grow and improve, so I don't think we'll have to go backwards. And I don't think I would want to go backwards. I think if anything, I would switch to, like, Prehistoric Kingdom or something. Which is making strides forward. But, we'll see. You know, it's still way too early to say what they're going to do with 3. Like, yeah, it's like PZ. It's kind of the impression I have. It's good if all you want to do is make pretty parks over and over again, but I always like challenge runs, and it doesn't really offer much for challenge runs. Okay, so if we clear all these guys out, get rid of those. Now we build a new set. We can put a nice little charge here, a nice little charge there. Nice little threat display. Dude, this is sick. It just works. Todd Howard did this shit. Okay, this bugged, but this This bug only happens if you click too fast. This is like a your fault. You did this. If this happens to you, you're to blame. Also, it's actually fixable within the UI, which is interesting. Okay, so it's not flawless. It's still buggy, but it is buggy in a way where it's playable. You've been doing more challenge-based parks than 3? Yeah, I think for me, I mean, I think I'm treading more of a midline of, like, taking a little more time to customize some park designs, especially with just, you know, cobbling shit together from the workshop, but still trying to do, like, challenge mode stuff. Arc DLC would never happen, so you don't need to imagine it. It's stylistically incongruent with the Jurassic franchise anyway. I wouldn't want it. Honestly, hot take maybe, I don't like crossovers. I'm real sick of every video game feeling like it needs to cross over with every other franchise. I think it's good when things have their own identity and they don't pollute their brand by crossing over with every random thing under the sun. I'm over it. So, I think this is good. I don't think we need to do anything else here. This does everything I need it to do. Okay, we need to test that it works in battle, that it actually propagates to where it matters without bugging out. I mean, we can get some arc species that, like, in JWE isn't the same animal that both are based off of, yeah. So if we let's remove everything. And then we just put kick in this slot. Then we go to battle. Okay, we only have one move. Kick the shit out of him. All we can do is kick. I mean, we're gonna get Titanosaurus. It's literally in the movies. It's just as dubious in the Jurassic franchise as it is in anything, including Ark. Is the game made by me? You mean this game that we're playing right now? Yes, this is my game. This is what it looks like currently. Get away from me! I'm already dead. Why am I not dead? There we go. Well, there's some sort of bug with the death check where, like, if you bleed below the level, you don't die. Actually, I think I just never programmed bleed to kill you. I think that's the bug. That's fine. Okay, now let's add some more attacks to our dude. We can take some jaw lock. Makes you think about the Jurassic Pokemon show. You don't know what it's called. You mean like Dinosaur King or something? That's the only one I can think of. Oh, taking those... Okay, Rake. Jaw lock. Cool. Taking those passives is going to crash the game when we go to battle, because some of them aren't implemented, I think. But, at least the attacks show up here, so that's great. Do I live in Minnesota? No, I live in Wisconsin. Close. I might not crash until something else... Okay, there it goes. Yeah. Thought it was going to crash. Okay. This is not a song to listen to out of context. Next track. You think I look like a Minnesotan? What does a Minnesotan look like? The fuck? They're just people. Okay, well, I think we got to go back to working on attack and passive implementations. A big beard. I mean, that's a Wisconsin thing too. Wisconsin and Minnesota are more similar than they would like to believe, perhaps. Now, did any of the attacks not function? Like, maybe? Crit bleed might not be a thing. No movement. These work as, like, on a placeholder level, though. So we'll have to go through the code at some point and, like, make sure that all these effects work. You know the devil leg. I can't say that I know what you're referring to specifically. Devil Lake State Park? Doesn't ring a bell. But I don't know how many state parks I could actually name, so I'm not surprised I might not know one. Did we ever fix this? We had this bracketing issue. It's a state park in Wisconsin. Okay. I think Alaska should be part of Canada. Maybe? It used to be. Okay, I'm currently giving the Baryonyx Osteoderms and Thorny High. So I think this was fixed? We get Alberta and you get Alaska? I feel like... I don't know if that's a good deal. I've heard things about Alberta. Not good things. Yeah, okay. So enemy attacks have a chance to cause them to bleed. This must work. I must have fixed this. That's all I can figure. So if I fixed it, then I assume it's fixed everywhere. No double brackets left here. Quebec don't want to be Canadians too. Probably for a different reason. A lot worse places to be than Canada. Okay, let's get the resists going. So how do we want to implement the resist passive? So let's look at the combat functions. Condition check, check situation, check subtype, stat gain, parse passives. Yes. There should be like a do status, I think. Right? I think this was a function we made. Yes, do status. Status overwrite, no logic for better or anything. Okay. Okay. Great. So... we probably want to implement some sort of modulation function, I think. Carbon Enemies in JWE3, doubt. I don't think we'll get a Cenozoic DLC. I think we could still see Smilodon happen at some point, but I think a full Cenozoic DLC is unlikely. Unless they like really start grasping at shit to sell DLCs. Like if sales are bad on DLCs, maybe they will start doing stuff like that. Okay. So we want to do a function. So we want to do like attacker damage val scale and duration. Effect scale duration. So we want to like feed these. So we'll make like a function called like resistance check. Which will change the scale and like the duration or whatever, I guess. Something like this. This syntax obviously doesn't work. I know that. This is a placeholder while I think about implementation. We just put down as a chance to resist paralysis. Not a reduction on the effect, actually. Okay, wait. We don't want to implement this here then, I guess. So this should probably be implemented outside of this. No, this has to be implemented here because it doesn't know its status. The status isn't implemented until it gets to this spot. So we're going to have Cenozoic species in the game. They'll probably include things like marine species, terror-birds. Yeah. Well, like, we already technically have a Cenozoic, right? Because we have Megalodon. Terror-birds wouldn't be that out of place in the game, IMO, but the problem with adding some Cenozoics is people are going to expect more. So it's really hard to just do terror-birds or to even just do Smilodon because it's canon. But, is what it is. I mean, ultimately, I don't want hybrids. I don't want Cenozoics. I don't even want marine reptiles, honestly. Like, it at all. Lagoons suck, and I don't really care about them. I'll take more pterosaurs. They're at least more interesting to watch. And they have a bigger presence in the franchise than the aquatics, but it's really all about the regular, normal dinosaurs for me. We got all these return checks that return the text. So these would have to return resists. So, okay, we do this. But we do it like this. We'll call this just the resist logic. Resistance check effect. So we pass the effect through to a function. The function checks whether or not it's resisted, returns a 1 or a 0. Then we do if resist logic. We simply return out of the whole function before it can do anything else, and we just say we do a string of the effects plus was resisted. So then we'll say stagger was resisted, weaken was resisted, paralysis was resisted, etc. Now we make the new function here. Function resistance check, which takes in an effect. We need to get the resistances then from the victim. Okay, so the attacker... No, we need the attacker as well to know who to check. So if attacker player lowercase p or enemy We're doing on time. 9:30. Okay. If attacker is player. Wait, why is it missing the associated closing bracket? Oh, because it thinks this is nested, I think. Fair. Let's just give it the bracket so it stops complaining. Okay. Then I want to go... I need the passives. Title stuff. Okay, this is just passives. Global.en.passives and pc.passives. This is if call it, let's do this, effect tag, which is the effect plus the resistance. Wait, did I implement this with tiers? Yes. No spaces, tiers. Okay. And then the passives should all be formatted the same way, so this should work. We can resist fear, paralysis. Thoughts on the Ice Age franchise? I've only ever seen the first one. It was a long, long time ago. I have no fondness, no affinity for it. It was too... I was too old when it first hit to mean anything to me. I remember the real Ice Age. Hunting mammoths on the plains. The young man in his early 30s hunting mammoths. The village elder. Anyway. So we do effects plus a string, which is... So this doesn't account for tiers. That's the problem. Let's worry about tiers later. Let's make a note. Need to add tiers. Prob just cut paste code in triplicate because I am a lazy programmer. Okay. So we have some sort of effect. Check the array. If effect tag in global.en.passives. Right, this doesn't work. There's a special function you have to do, which is array contains array value offset. Okay. Oops. We'll call this passive logic, then if passive logic. Okay, so if this is in the array, this passes the 1. If it's a 1, we just do this just returns. No, we need an RNG check. Yeah. So rank 1 was what, 10%? 5%. 5% per rank. $5% per rank. if RNG. And then this was resisted and we just returned 1, right? Then there should be like a return 0. Okay. This is what we're looking for. This is where we check the array to see if it's in the array. If it is in the array, and we pass an RNG check for it to be resisted, we return 1. Otherwise, you just always return 0. Boom, done. Alright, so the code for an RNG thing, I don't remember. So let's find that. There should be an example in here somewhere. Actually, level up scripts, maybe? I'm trying to think of where I did a good RNG gen. No, not here. It should be under, like, training. No, didn't randomize this either. This is just hard-coded little values. Fucking shit. Oh, shit. I just realized something. Oh no, this is all draws. These aren't releases. Never mind. This is good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. That's all good. I random 99. Okay, that probably works. Oh god. Keep the pen on the table, please. Return the value, function I random, n real n, returns only useful integer. Oh no, stat growth here. Okay, so we do RNG equals I random 99 if RNG sub 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, right? Which is why we have 99 and not 100. Right, this was inclusive. Well, I think so. That should be right. This should return zeros. Okay. PC.pass as effect tag. Okay, we might as well implement the tiers. So we just do this. If this is 2, then it's 10%, and this becomes 10. Oops. Okay. Okay, that works. It's a little sloppy. I mean, it's not sloppy. It's a little, I don't know. It could be tightened up, but there's no point. It's not like this is intensive. There's no point in like optimizing code that's this simplistic. If the enemy's attacking, check the player passive list. If the player is attacking, check the enemy passive list. I mean, that should be it. That should just work. I don't see... was this floating bracket belong to something? Yes. Okay. Let's run the code. This function should always fire, so we don't need to like explicitly enable something. We would want to test the actual passives though. But they're simple, so I'm not like concerned that they wouldn't work. Okay, we don't need to play out the whole battle. We know we lose. Okay, so that's another bunch of things we can tag implemented. So, implemented but untested. Should work. Simple enough. Okay, I honestly got more done today than I thought I would with the shorter stream. We are wrapping up here. And just coming back from, you know, 3 weeks of not doing, essentially 4 weeks of not doing anything on the game. And coming back in the middle of an unfinished section of code, but we got through it pretty decently quick, I feel like. So yeah, next time we'll focus on implementing these passives. If we can implement all the passives and implement the missing attack effects we don't have done yet, then we can work on expanding the tournament and adding new enemies to the game, finally. Which is something we've not done at all. We've been rolling with just the one default enemy since like day 2 or day 1 even. But yeah, adding new enemies should be pretty trivial because the attacks and the passives are really the things that define what an enemy does. So it shouldn't be too problematic. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for coming by the stream. I really appreciate you being here. We should be streaming this again on Thursday, doing a little more work. Start